Hello students, welcome you all to the next session regarding discussion of air standard cycles, a continued part. In the last session, we have discussed regarding how to calculate the thermal efficiency of a diesel cycle. In today's session, students, we will be discussing regarding how to evaluate and derive the steps for the mean effective pressure of a diesel cycle. So as already mentioned, you can see the email IDs which are available on the screen. You can use these email IDs in such a way that where you can take the help, and if you have any queries, you can send me an email to these email IDs. Okay, in such a way that I can clarify your doubts. Also, you can send me a WhatsApp message to the WhatsApp number which is available on your screen. Hope these points are clear to you. And now we shall start the discussion of the mean effective pressure of a diesel cycle. So already you have seen the pressure volume diagram for a mean effective pressure of a diesel cycle, and this is the pressure volume diagram. So here we have made some of the assumptions, students. One assumption is said that according to our PV diagram, so if you observe carefully, the point number 2, that is volume V2, is nothing but it is equal to the clearance volume from the origin, which means VC is equal to V2 from the given figure. As well as if you measure the distance, that is the distance traveled by the piston from position 1 to position 2, the distance traveled by the piston from position 1 to position 2, it is nothing but termed as a swept volume Vs, which means Vs swept volume is nothing but Vs is equal to V1 minus V2. Okay, so now with these assumptions we shall calculate regarding the mean effective pressure of an diesel cycle. Okay, now moving ahead. First, we make an assumption saying that let the clearance volume Vc is equal to V2 is equal to 1. Its value is 1. It's our assumption. Then the net work done, we are going to write the work done equation for all the 4 processes. Which are the 4 processes, students? The first process is W1 to 2. Then the next second process is W2 to 3. Then I have third process W3 to 4, and finally W4 to 1. So I'll be writing the work transfer equation for all the 4 of these work done processes, starting from point number 2, W1 to 2, then W2 to 3, W3 to 4, and W4 to 1. So I write in this form now, that is W1 to 2, W2 to 3, W3 to 4, and W4 to 1. So in this, if you observe carefully, students, 1 to 2 process, it is an isentropic compression process, which means the work done equation has to be negative. So generally, I can write this equation in this form, that is W1 to 2 is equal to P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by gamma minus 1. This is when it is in the expansion form. Now, as per our graph, we are want to do it is a compression form, which means this equation I can write in this form, that is minus of P2 V2 minus of P1 V1 whole divided by gamma minus 1. Whole divided by gamma minus 1. So this is the work done expression for the isentropic compression process. Similarly, students, I can write even for process 2 to 3. For process 2 to 3, it is a constant pressure process, which means W2 to 3. W2 to 3 is nothing but it is P2 into V2, V3 minus V2. This is the work done expression for the constant pressure process. Then we have left the process 3 to 4. For process 3 to 4, it is an isentropic expansion process. No doubt you can write it directly as it is a positive work transfer equation here. That is W3 to 4 as P3 V3 minus P4 V4 whole divided by gamma minus 1. And finally, process 4 to 1, that is work transfer equation for the constant volume process. W4 to 1, its value is equal to 0. Its value is equal to 0. Okay. Now, the same equations I have written here, that is minus P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1, that is for this equation is for the work transfer equation 1 to 2. This is for the process 2 to 3. This is for the 3 to 4. And this is for 4 to 1 constant volume process, it is 0. Now what I will do is, from here I will start a simplification part. First part, what I would like to do is, I will take and I will rearrange the positive terms on the one side and the negative term, that is minus Q2 V2 minus P1 will come into the third part. So one side positive, another side negative terms I have rearranged. So now in this equation number 1, what I would like to do is, whatever the pressure terms you are observing here, that is P2, P3, P4 and P1, I will write these pressure terms in terms of the respective ratios, that is the compression ratio, cutoff ratio and expansion ratio. Similarly, the volume terms which you are observing here, V3, V2, V4, V1, these all terms I will be also writing them in the form of the respective ratios itself. Okay. So now the next thing what you would like to do is write the respective ratios. That is for the process 1 to 2 students, I am applying my pressure volume relation, that is P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. So already you know that according to our PV diagram, please observe this PV diagram carefully. When the piston moves, air is compressed from 1 to 2, this particular ratio we call it as compression ratio, that is RK is equal to V1 by V2. Okay. So now please observe here, I can write this as in this form, that is P2 is equal to P1 into V1 by V2 raised to gamma, or it is P2 is equal to RK raised to gamma into P1. Then please observe here students, what is process 2 to 3 in the PV diagram? If you observe in the PV diagram, process 2 to 3 is constant pressure process, which means directly I can write that P2 is nothing but P3 is equal to P2 is equal to RK raised to gamma into P1. So directly I can write this equation, P3 is equal to P2. So the same thing I have written here now, that is for process 2 to 3, I have written P3 is equal to P2 is equal to RK raised to gamma into P1. So I have got the value of P2, I have got the value of P3. Now I need the value of P4 in terms of P1. So now what I will write is, I will start writing for the next process, that is process 3 to 4. I have written my PV relation, P3 with raised to gamma is equal to P4 before raised to gamma. Or I can write it in this form, that is P4 is equal to P3 into V4 by V3 raised to gamma. Here important, please observe in the PV graph students. From 4 to 3, whatever the piston displacement is there, that is the ratio, we term it by a term known as expansion ratio. RE is equal to V4 by V3. Or even this expansion ratio, I can write in terms of cutoff ratio and the compression ratio, that is RE is equal to RK by RC. I can write it in this form also. Okay. Now, if you observe here carefully, I have written this as V4 by V3, or it is a thing, but yes, you can see here I have replaced this as in this form. What I have written is the value of P3. Already we have determined in the previous equation. The value of P3, I have written it as RK raised to gamma into P1. This I have written here. And V4 by V3, this V4 by V3 is nothing but it is the expansion ratio. Just now I have written that is RE raised to gamma. Now this particular RE, how I can write it? Just now I have said I can write it as RE is equal to RK by RC. Now what I will do is I will write it in this form. So therefore I can write it as like this. That is, I have written this term because P3 is equal to RK raised to gamma into P1, RE is equal to V4 by V3. So here I have written here, see, if you observe here carefully, I can write RE raised to gamma as in this form. Now if you observe here carefully, this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, which means my final equation P4 is nothing but it is RC raised to gamma into P1. So students, I have found out P2, P3, P4 in terms of P1. Similarly, now we need to find out V2, V3, V4 in terms of swept volume, that is Vs. Okay. So now we shall go for the volume terms. So initially, from the PV graph, if you observe carefully, yes, already I have said the clearance volume Vc is equal to V2. We have discussed, and its value is equal to 1. So now Vc is equal to V2. I have made a small manipulation here. So if you observe here, I have multiplied and divided this equation by V1 minus V2. So if this gets cancelled, what you are remaining? You are getting the same equation, Vc is equal to V2. So why I have done this one? Please remember this step here. V1 minus V2, if you observe from the graph, V1 minus V2 is nothing but it is swept volume. Vs is equal to V1 minus V2. This is the swept volume. So therefore, I can write this as Vc is equal to Vs by V1 minus V2 by V2. And in the denominator, if you observe very carefully, if I take this V2 as common, what I can write here now? I can write it as like this V1 minus V2 minus 1. And this V2 here, it is in this form, that is V2 I have taken as common. Here in the numerator part, there is V2. Both gets cancelled. You are remaining with V1 minus V2 minus 1. And this V1 by V2 volume ratio, again, please remember this one. This volume ratio is nothing but it is the compression ratio, that is RK. So I can write this as in this form, Vc is equal to Vs by that is RK minus 1, or Vc is nothing but it is V2 itself. So we have got the value of V2 in terms of swept volume Vs by RK minus 1. Then moving ahead, students. Now I am writing for this one, that is from here, from the origin, I want to write the equation for volume V1. So V1 and V1 is what? V1 is nothing but it is a summation of Vc and swept volume. So I have written V1 is equal to V4. Why V1 is equal to V4? Because 4 to 1 is what? From the PV graph, if you observe, it is constant volume process, which you can observe here. So therefore, I can write V1 is equal to V4 is equal to summation of swept volume and the clearance volume. So just now we have defined the equation for the clearance volume. We need to write the equation for the swept volume. Let us see how I can write. So clearance volume Vc is equal to Vs by Rk minus 1. Just now we have defined, and Vs we have written here. So now if I take Vs common, I am remaining with 1 plus 1 by Rk minus 1. On simplification, I get Rk by Rk minus 1 into Vs. So you can see I have written the equation of V1 and V4 in terms of swept volume. Now I have written V2, V1, V4. The remaining term is which one? V3. So for that we shall write now directly cutoff ratio. Yes, from the PV graph you observe cutoff ratio. The distance moved by the piston from V3 to V2, it is V3 by V2 ratio is nothing but it is your cutoff ratio. V3 by V2 is a cutoff ratio. So therefore, RC is equal to V3 by V2. And what is this particular V2, students? Just now we have defined itself. V2 is nothing but Vs by Rk minus 1. So therefore, V3 I have written it as RC into Vs by Rk minus 1. So I have got the value of V3 also. Now what I will do is I will substitute the value of V3, V1, V4, V2, P2, P3, P4 in the equation number 1, that is in this form. So I am substituting the values, and you can see I have got the equation in this form. So whatever the common terms are there, if you observe here carefully, these common terms you can take them outside, that is Vs is the common term. You can take the Vs term as common from all these brackets. Okay, you can take it as outside. So I have written it as Vs into P1. Then this particular Rk raised to gamma I have multiplied inside this bracket, which becomes Rc into Rk raised to gamma minus Rk raised to gamma here. I have taken here Vs also common, you can see here. Then next step, what I am going to do here, please observe here. What I have done is I have taken Rk minus 1 as common, because if you observe here, Rk minus 1 is common for all the brackets. You can see here Rk minus 1 I have taken common. So along with that, even I have taken gamma minus 1. If I take gamma minus 1 here and here common, for this brackets I need to multiply, which I have multiplied here, you can see here. So now from here, just we have to go for the simplification part. Okay. So now, if you observe these terms carefully, here r k raised to gamma, here r k raised to gamma is common. So if I take this r k raised to gamma as common, I am remaining with what? Rc minus 1 only. Similarly, if I open these brackets, what I get here? Minus rk raised to gamma plus rk. Now, if you observe these terms carefully, students, that is this one rc into rk raised to gamma minus rk raised to gamma. If I take in this rk as common, rk raised to gamma as common, so what I am remaining now? I am remaining with rc minus of 1. Similarly, the other part I am going to work here. That is, yes, you can see here. Here I have taken rk raised to gamma as common. I have got rc minus 1. This gamma minus 1 I have multiplied. Then again, similarly, I can take an rk raised to gamma as common, which I am remaining with rc minus 1 plus last bracket I have taken rk as common. I am remaining with minus rc raised to gamma. So therefore, on simplification, what I am getting the equation? Let us see here. I get it as in this form, that is Vs into P1 by Rk minus 1 gamma minus 1 Rk raised to gamma Rc minus 1 into, if I take Rc minus 1 as common, I am getting it as this form. Here minus 1 plus 1, it gets cancelled, and finally the equation remains in this form, that is Vs into P1 Rk raised to gamma. I have taken it as common and I get it as gamma into Rc minus 1. This gamma I have taken here, and as I have taken Rk raised to gamma as common, for the second bracket, for this bracket here Rk divided by Rk raised to gamma it comes. So if I take it to the numerator part, what do I get? Rk raised to 1 minus gamma I am going to get. This is the work done equation. Now to write the mean effective pressure, what you should know, mean effective pressure is nothing but the ratio of work done by the swept volume. So I am writing it now, that is mean effective pressure is work done by swept volume, which is, you can see here like this. So if you observe very carefully now, this Vs it gets cancelled, and finally my equation it becomes like this: P1 into Rk raised to gamma by gamma into Rc minus 1 plus Rk raised to 1 minus gamma into 1 minus Rc raised to gamma divided by Rk minus 1 gamma minus 1. This is the mean effective pressure of the diesel cycle. Hope these things are. So this is the derivation for the mean effective pressure of an diesel cycle. Thank you, students.